Movies are what define us. Whether we are into comedies, romance, horror, or action, the stories we enjoy are part of our personality and character. But, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure in the opinion of most of the people watching this video, the most memorable movies are in fact animations. You see, the thing about animations is that they have a childlike feel to them that is impossible to recreate with any other form of film. In addition to this, the possibilities for animation are endless. You could literally animate a movie about anything you want to. It could be realistic, it could be completely fictional, or it could be somewhere in between. And with this comes the opportunity to create unforgettable characters that represent certain things. I'm not saying that with regular movies you can't do that. It's just that with animation it's so much more easier to see that a character stands for a certain ideal such as greed, power, or hate. Whereas in, let's say, action movies, because there's so much going on, you can't really see what the character stands for unless it's explicitly mentioned. And finally, the most important thing about animations is that they are able to be enjoyed by everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. All the way from a child that's 5 years old to one of your grandmas or your grandpas who are in their 70s, let's say. And all of these reasons are exactly why Hayao Miyazaki's latest and greatest film has won the best animation of the year and possibly the decade.
The Boy and the Heron.
If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend that you do. Probably wait for it on Netflix unless you're in USA or Japan, which means that you have unfortunately been geo-blocked, which is what Netflix likes doing for some weird reason. So if you're in that situation, then you're probably going to have to buy it separately for around $20, which is kind of unexpected, but it's kind of worth it in my opinion.
これを作る人たちは痛みとかそういうものについてね、何も考えないでやってるでしょ。極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
As you can see from that clip, Hayao Miyazaki did not like how they use CGI. And who would? I mean, that thing was kind of creepy in my opinion, but above all, it just seemed weird and inhumane. And Hayao Miyazaki just thinks we need to keep things simple and not try and overcomplicate things. There are a few reasons why The Boy and the Heron actually won the Oscars, but one of the main reasons is that the entire movie is hand-drawn animation. Now that might be hard to believe considering how much CGI is in the animation industry, but Hayao Miyazaki makes a really clear point that CGI isn't something that he's ever going to be dealing with, and he mentions it in a documentary called Hayao Miyazaki, The Never-Ending Man, and he says that CGI is an insult to life itself. Another key reason why The Boy and the Heron won the Oscar was because of the emotional storytelling, and the story resonated with audiences around the world as well as critics. What Hayao Miyazaki does really well is he's able to mix fantasy with reality in most of his movies, which is what makes them appeal to a lot of different audiences. After this movie, there has been talks of Hayao Miyazaki returning for another one, but whether or not he'll be able to complete it is a complete mystery. None of us are going to be able to know whether or not he'll be able to finish it. But despite all this, he's been able to create some really beautiful stories, and he's taken us along the way, which is something we should really all appreciate because these stories are really one of a kind. I mean, there's nothing really like this, because I really don't think that anyone will be able to take his place. And he even says it himself in the form of a metaphor in the movie The Boy and the Heron, when he realizes that no one will be able to take over his world and it will just crumble and cease to exist, being nothing but a memory.